I was at the Graduate School of Design in the Landscape Architecture Department at a very good time. I was very, very fortunate. I think the lab for computer graphics and spatial analysis was really in its heyday. It was a group of people who were very bright, just brilliant people, motivated, and in the early stages of a whole new field of computer graphics and geographic information systems. And so the difference between the departments and then the lab was the departments were academic departments. You went there to get a degree, and the lab was more of research, and they did contracts. And another advantage or another mission, I think, was to help the students, and that's where the tie-in came. I learned a great deal from working with and talking to in those days, young people like Nick Chrisman and Jeff Dutton and Dennis White, Eric Teichholz, and of course then Alan Schmidt was the leader of the lab in those days. So we were very fortunate to have them as a resource, and also they were doing a lot of the neat stuff. They actually had screens that, green as they may be, you could still see graphics on there. They had programs like CalForm and some of the early 3D mapping work, and it was kind of an exciting, very exciting place. I was also doubly fortunate because Nick Chrisman helped me with my final project. It was, it involved, I won't go into all the details, but it involved looking at different data structures for geographic information systems that could be applied to help planning and decision making. And the GSD, Landscape Architecture Department, was very, very grid oriented because of ImGrid. That was mainly the tool, and the vector tools just weren't there. But worked with Nick, and he helped me with use one of his earlier programs called Polyvert, which was an early vector, pretty much data capture tool, which then turned into, later on, years later, into Odyssey and more sophisticated geographic information system capabilities. But we worked on, he helped me with use Polyvert to capture data, and then we captured and also convert, do line generalization using the Tom Poiker algorithm, looking at, and he helped me convert to grids, and then we did a bunch of comparisons of what difference do different data structures, do different accuracies have on planning and decision results or analysis results, which are then used for planning decisions. And it was really a neat thing, and he really helped me graduate. As an aside, it was kind of a funny story. We were having the final presentation, and Nick was there, and Carl Steinitz and Dave Sinton were my major professors on this project, and I was merrily going away describing what we were doing, and in those days there was a bit of tension between the grid community and the emerging vector community, and so all of a sudden I found that as comments went along, and this is done in kind of a charrette mode, meaning that you have to defend yourself. It's not personal, but it's you have to defend what you're doing and answer tough questions, which is sort of as it should be, all in the spirit of learning and improving. But as I went through the presentation, I found that an argument was ensuing, and Nick and Carl and Dave got in this giant argument in the middle of my presentation, and I'm there, guys, I just want to graduate. I'm not, please, you know. So I thought it was a little jeopardy there for a while, but it worked out very well, and there was a lot of, it was just a good spirited conversation.